Hello, and welcome to the Magic Moments podcast with myself, Dan Harvey, and my wife, Kizzy Harvey. In these podcasts, we seek to discuss, debate, and learn about the things that truly matter. These conversations are meant for a mature audience, as is the language. If you have a delicate mentality or sensitive ears, you may be triggered. All views expressed here are our own opinions, even when quoting facts, and we do not expect you to take what is said here at face value. All information should be critically assessed and researched before coming to a final conclusion. Your personal intuition always takes primary importance. And finally, while we encourage debate and discussion in the truth discovery process, being disrespectful or being unreasonably disruptive will not be tolerated. Words are powerful, words can change your life, and once you see, you cannot unsee.
Hello!
Hello!
That bit's so weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Like, that'll take a bit of getting used to, won't it?
Do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
What, then one day we'll just be like, hi. Like, all cool.
It'll just be seamless, yeah. One day, it'll just be seamless. Podcast 37 or something.
Podcast 37?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we are doing 37.
No, I know, but that just seems like a long time to get confident. Oh, I can't see comments. Let's go on the comments.
Oh, yeah, put comments on.
Hey!
Hello, Facebook user.
Yeah, it says that if they're watching in a group normally, and
Right.
then they haven't said that StreamYard are allowed to know who they are.
You've got to let StreamYard know. Hello, Sam.
Hey! So Sam's probably watching on the page or my profile. You only have to let StreamYard know who you are in a group.
Okay.
StreamYard, by the way, is the
shenanigans. The box.
It's 2 words.
A Pizza Hut.
Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. No, it's the streaming thing we're using.
Yes, the streaming software.
Are we both feeling better?
Definitely feeling better.
Well, you're chipper. Oh, it's Gemma. Hello, darling. I'm still... Aren't I?
Yeah, you're still a sound effect. I'm also a sound effect, but that's just I've just taken that on as a part of me now, and it's fine. Just accept it.
What? What?
I just accept the illness as part of me.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't try and defeat it.
I don't accept it.
I just ride with it.
I am sick of being sick, do you imagine?
Right. Don't get her on that subject.
No, don't get me on that subject.
That's a podcast.
However, I've been to a spa day today, so I'm all like... So hopefully Dan's taking the reins.
Yeah, I've just looked after the kid all day, so I can just come straight into this.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you had a little snapshot of my life. How was it?
You can have it back.
What, the kid, my life?
Talking about Hunter, we just had parents' evening and he's done very well, hasn't he?
He has. I keep meaning to put a post up, but I haven't because I've not been well. Yeah, he tells his teacher she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's kind and he tells her he loves her.
Guys, if you can hear us, make sure you let us know. Leave some comments, let us know that you can hear everything.
Oh yeah, they must be able to, because look, they've done yay, well done, Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we get a lot of questions about Hunter, so I always feel like I should mention Hunter whenever I speak about anything really to anyone. But he's had his parents' evening and he's done very well. Nothing of major note apart from that happened. Yeah, on that day he happened to have his name on the board, but messing about. But boys will be boys and all that.
Hey Charlotte, hi yeah, and she said that. Oh, does he fidget at home? And I mean, he eats his tea like this, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, on the carpet he sits and fidgets. And we're like, oh wow, he's sitting.
Wow, yeah, you've got him to sit on the carpet. Brilliant.
Because in reception he used to be upside down, didn't
he? So in reception he was upside down on the carpet. Last year the teacher said he was on the carpet, but he was just on his back. But he was facing the right way. And then this year, now he sits on the chair and just jumps about. So next year he might just sit on the chair and just bob his head. You know, any progress is progress, isn't it?
We'll see.
Tracy says loud and clear.
Hi, Tracy. That'd be you being loud.
And Emma's on. Hello, Emma. Talking about someone you know.
Right. Progress. Yes, definitely progress. Yeah.
Well, on that subject, I want to put a question out for everyone. Would you guys be interested if we did an episode on adoption, as in the points of view of obviously me and Kizzy from the adoption, and also what we think Hunter has been through or thinks about, or as things that you might not consider that we've had to consider, or you know, just the sort of trials and tribulations of what he's had to go through in the adoption process and what we've gone through. I don't know if that would be interesting for people, if they would be interested in knowing about that or hearing about it from the inside. But if so, let us know. You can put it in comments now or just in general, send us some whatever. Just let us know that you'd be interested in that and we can do that, no problem.
And if you're watching on replay, then also do join in with the comments, especially on this one. Can you see that little fly?
Yeah. But they can't see it, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that they can see a fly.
Well, no, it's just annoying me. Yes, so we'll leave them to. I don't know if these are moving. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So today we're talking about the Mandela effect. So obviously going to cover what is the Mandela effect. And we're going to go through Mandela effects, and we're also going to go through debunking the Mandela effect, as in what the attempts have been to debunk it, what they say, what they sort of how they go about it, and what their argument is. We're not sort of here to promote the Mandela effect. We're not we're not getting sponsored or anything. If there was such a thing as promotion for promoting the Mandela effect, we just find it an interesting thought thing. There's some unexplainable things as far as we're concerned. And so we just want to share the Mandela effect in case you haven't heard it, or if you have heard it but you don't know much about it. We're going to go into more detail.
Who has heard about it? Pop in the comments if you've heard about the Mandela effect, or if you haven't. Like, let us know where you sit. Like, have you heard or haven't you heard? And I was keen to do this because we've had lots of conversations in groups with groups of people over the years, haven't we? And this topic has been like the opener, really, for people to consider that our world is perhaps not as it seems.
Yeah. So, like, I first heard of this like maybe 8 years ago when I first ever looked into it. And like everyone else who goes through the process of finding out about the Mandela effect, at first I didn't believe it. I thought it was a memory problem. Then I found a Mandela effect that affected me personally, and I thought absolutely no way was this thing what they're saying. It was this. I know 100%. So then that makes you look into it further, and then you end up finding out all the different ones and what the theories are of what the Mandela effect is. So we'll see if we can find your Mandela effect, the one that affects you, that makes you just absolutely no way. You become strong-minded on it, because it starts out as a nice little theory, and then all of a sudden it sort of, if you find your Mandela effect, it can sort of change how you see
blows
things.
your mind a bit. So we'll share ours in a second, and if you know about the Mandela effect and you know which one is the one that makes you think, no, this doesn't seem right, then please pop it in the comments. So Gemma's heard of it, Emma's heard of it. I don't know if anyone else has. So what is it?
All right, so I'll give you the official definition of what it says, if you actually just get the definition offline. The Mandela effect is defined as an instance when you remember something that doesn't match the historical record. So this first sort of occurred back in around 2009. The first Mandela effect started occurring when this lady sort of explained how she believed that Nelson Mandela had died in prison, which is why it's called the Mandela effect, because it was the first recording of this instance, right? And a large group of people came forward and said, Nelson Mandela, he died in prison. Fact. And then a load of other people said, no, he's not dead. He's still alive. Because at that time, Nelson Mandela was still alive, 2009. So then there was this big thing about, obviously, the clash of those people. So it seems just a clear case in the first instance of, well, these group of people have remembered it wrong somehow. Somehow they've remembered it wrong. But you got to remember, Nelson Mandela, obviously a very big figure, kind of like when he died, there was wall-to-wall coverage on the TV. It wasn't just he died and there was a note left to someone. It was like on TV, it was
front page. It was a big thing. And everything else that was happening that day got thrown away. And it was all Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela. So it was a big thing when he died. And people remember that big thing happening when he was in prison.
What do you remember?
So for me, he came out of prison.
Yeah.
But so there's a third set of these people now. And I'm in the third set, obviously, because I'm always in the third set. And the third set of people believe that he died earlier than when he did, but he got out of prison. So I thought he died about 3 or 4 years before he actually died.
I think I'm in that set, but I don't remember. But we've got a viewer, haven't we, that messaged this week or commented and said, so Elaine said that she believes that Nelson Mandela died. That's her memory. She remembers him dying in prison. Yeah.
Right.
So that's her memory of it. So if anyone, tell us what your Nelson Mandela thing is. I don't know if it's an age thing. It'd be interesting to know those that believe it, if they fit between a certain age category.
I mean, I don't think anyone's done a study on it, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is. I think it's just broad spectrum. Affects a lot of people. Now we're going to go through all the different Mandela effects. It's not just, obviously that's the starting point. That's the genesis of the whole thing. But it goes down as a recorded false memory. Put it that way. That's what the official narrative is. This is like a group of people having a false memory. When I say group of people, we're talking hundreds of thousands and millions of people on these varying topics that all have a different memory from the rest of society about what happened. They come from all different walks of life and they come from all around the world.
And we should see that tonight, probably, just with the small amount of viewers that we've got. We're going to share some, and because we've seen it in a group, haven't we? When we've been different groups of people.
Yeah.
We've seen.
I brought this up in a group of people one time, and I was actually talking about some other subject, and this was just an example of something that I wanted to offer, like to open people's brain about something. So I was just offering the Mandela effect as an example, and I just sort of said it as I assumed they knew what I would mean. But then I ended up having to explain the whole thing, and then the whole thing became about the Mandela effect, and that was the whole thing in the end. But a lot of people seem to be aware of it, at least. Kirsten's here, and she's South African. Didn't die in prison, but I believe he died earlier than when it was reported. I saw him. He was alive. Okay.
So what was your Mandela effect that made you go, hold on a minute? So like for us that have a different memory, so Elaine swears that she has a whole memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison, like that. She swears to God that's her memory. We, because we didn't experience that, are just like, she must have remembered that wrong. What was the Mandela effect that made you go, no, that's not my memory, that is?
So I grew up watching the A-Team.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, that's Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. That's Star Wars, that is. Yeah, so I grew up watching, not Star Wars, I grew up watching the A-Team. And the A-Team, right, the van, if you ever watch the A-Team, and if you know about the A-Team, the van is what colour? Type it in.
Go, go, go.
What colour's the van?
Have we got any A-Team fans? See, I watched...
It's probably not, because it's mostly going to be women on here, right? And women don't watch the A-Team as much as men do they?
I watched the A-Team, but I'm so much younger than you. Because you're my sugar daddy.
Well, Nikki Pearson, she loved the A-Team. Emma says black, correct. Everyone's saying black with a red stripe. Yes, correct. Yeah. What? No one's saying grey. No one's saying grey van. Because it's grey at the top. Look, it's half grey and half black.
So apparently this is the A-Team van. So the Mandela effect will say, this is, you've remembered it wrong, Dan. It was always had a grey top.
The official Mandela effect people who don't like the Mandela effect, they will tell you to burn out your lying eyes and say, and tell you that your whole memory is a fabrication, and if only you would pay attention, you would have known that it was grey and black. Well, I'm sorry, but my memory, I had an actual van, and it was all black, the actual van.
Oh, that's the image I didn't put on here. There's a few, actually. I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah. So for me, as soon as I found this out, I was like, hang on a flaming minutes, you lying son of a bitches.
Daniel?
Well, that's how strongly I thought of it.
Oh.
I thought, this is not acceptable. So, that's what made me look into it further.
And then
Now-
when you told me, I distinctly remember, I was making a cup of tea in our kitchen and you were like, what colour's the 18 van? And I was just like, I don't know. And you're like, well, is it black or is it like, what's it look like? And I'm like, I don't know. Black. He's like, is it black with red stripe? And I didn't have enough memory of the 18 van to validate you, did I? So then you
Well, your first response to me was, it must be your memory. That was your very first thing. You said, no, you've remembered it wrong.
Yeah, because I couldn't say. So I was just like, no, I don't know. So then you were like, so then you told me another one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you told me a few and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Until we hit one of yours.
Yes, which was, so when I was a little girl, as in nursery school, so I was 3, I was the Wicked Queen for Snow White. And there's pictures of me playing that part. And it was talked about a lot in the family because nursery children are little. And so all the other children were just like lolling around, I think. And I took it really seriously and did a full-on performance, really embraced the Wicked Witch. And so, and I said, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Right.
Because that's what it said in the film. And that was my lines.
Well, burn out your lying eyes. You've seen that incorrectly.
Heard it incorrectly.
You heard it incorrectly. You've taken part in it incorrectly.
Because it's magic mirror.
Magic mirror on the wall.
See, it's making me aggravated thinking about it. Because why would it be? Why would you repeat a word if it's not repeated? And why would you change? Because magic mirror makes sense because it is a magic mirror. So magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That makes sense. So why would you misremember it and go mirror, mirror?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
No. So that was mine that made me...
And then there was another one you found.
Yeah, and I get a bit ragey because about it. It's a bit like magic tricks. They can make me angry, can't they?
Well, it's like someone's trying to lie to you, isn't it?
Yeah. And then... so
reality itself is lying to you.
I am a Capricorn, and I have been a Capricorn all my life, obviously.
You have, haven't you?
Because that's my star sign. And is it not mirror, mirror? No, it's not. Apparently not. And you can go and watch it. And yeah, sorry, I've gone back to mirror, mirror. Anyway, why would it be? Yeah, anyway, right. My next one. So, what is the symbol of Capricorn? Does anyone know? Is there any fellow Capricorns in here? Because when I'm leaning in. I'm passionate about this. Because when people used to say to me, what star sign are you? I'd be like, oh, I'm an old goat. Because to me, that's the symbol of a Capricorn, is a goat. And then, apparently that's not true. So the symbol of a Capricorn is... it's
a crossbreed.
Half goat, half mermaid.
It has a mermaid tail.
When I say that, I just... Yeah, goat, ram. When I say that, I just feel like I'm stupid.
Yes. It's easy to feel stupid when you're talking about...
See, Charlotte's from a different planet.
When you're talking about a ram mermaid, it can make you feel stupid sometimes.
Sea goat. Yeah. Now, I am Kizzy. Like, I am... So what... Well, you don't know.
She is Kizzy.
No.
Confirmed.
But like... The type of person that I am, I mean, the reason I wanted to get to the top of my previous company was because you got a crown. Like, that's who I am as a person. I had an Ariel doll. Do you know what Ariel is?
Yes, it's washing up liquid.
No, Ariel's the Little Mermaid. So I had a Prince Eric. I was obsessed.
Prince Eric, yes.
So surely, if I'm half mermaid, I would have claimed that, and I would have told... When people ask me what star sign I am, I'd be like, mostly mermaid.
You would have noticed a mermaid's tail, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm also good at swimming. So I feel, and I love
Like mermaids.
astronomy, and I've always been into astronomy. Yeah, but again, I feel like I would have
You would have known.
made the connection.
Absolutely. I absolutely
Yeah.
know it in my heart that is nonsense.
Yes. So those were our triggers, weren't they?
Yes. So we're
So
going to go through what might be your triggers, but before we do that, right, because there's going to be some inevitable naysaying going on here, which is absolutely fine and dandy with me. However, I've been through all the debunking stuff, right? I've been all through the debunking stuff and what they say it. And there's a common theme that runs through the debunkers. And I think it's important to debunk the debunkers on this. I don't mind that they're debunking it, but don't debunk it on the sort of misrepresentation of what the Mandela effect is supposed to be. So what they are debunking it on is basically they're trying to make it out a battle of memories between two sets of people, and obviously it's true because we've got the evidence that it was always this. But the idea of the Mandela effect is that effectively there's been a group of people that experienced the real thing that happened to them. Let's just say the original Mandela effect, right? And that actually happened. And what the Mandela effect is saying is that reality existed and might still exist, but that group of people are no longer in that reality. They're in this one. And so the whole Mandela effect is built on not false memory. It's built on the fact that two simultaneous streams in the timeline occurred, and that now those people are here. Their consciousness, whatever you want to say, their vibration no longer matches that of reality. It matches this one more closely. So they've switched over, however you want to say it, however you want to think of it. There is some potential science behind this if you went down the whole stuff of the science route. There's no way of proving it ultimately or disproving it ultimately. You can just say, well, this didn't happen in our reality or whatever, and then okay, great. But that doesn't prove it didn't happen in their reality and that they've kept their memories for whatever reason, however that's happened.
have you ever had it where and I don't mean man look, but where you've lost something and then you've gone back to where you categorically know that you looked and something is there, or
Right, yeah.
so I wonder if that's a shift of realities.
I don't know.
Because there's a few instances like that. Also, I used to have a birthmark on my knee, which is gone. So can my skin change? Yeah, I guess there would be realities where I had a birthmark and when I didn't. And I used to have one on my arm.
But if the realities thing is true, then what it is that there's multiple streams of realities that are existing. They're not even side by side. They're overlaid on top of each other. And that the difference between one reality and another reality is only a matter of vibration, which is literally a number, right? So you could assign a number to a vibration. I don't know, whatever number you want to say, 21 or whatever. And they're on vibration 22, where Mandela did die in prison. And they've come here because for whatever reason, whatever's going on in their time reality versus what was going on in ours, they've come close to each other vibrationally, and they've switched over consciousness, not switched over body or anything like that. I don't think it works that way. Sorry, I've got a cough.
What happened to me birthmarks then?
Sorry, I don't know.
So I believe that it's well, actually, let's do that in a bit. Let's do more of what we think it is in a minute. Shall we show some more so people can really get a grasp of what it is? So what are we going with?
Well, the first one on my list is the Sex in the City one.
Oh yeah. So guys, which one is correct? So how do you remember this? Pop it in the comments, and even if you're on catch up, join in and tell us what you believe. Now, I'm guessing that you don't really know, because
Sex in the City, clear as day.
Okay.
To me, it's clear as day. Sex in the City.
That's how you remember it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how I remember it.
Until I looked at the Mandela effect, I'd never heard of Sex and the City.
Yeah. This is interesting as well, because we've got a few people on here that have got the
other one,
the correct memory.
You see, I think that this might happen all the time, where we slip in and out of these like realities which are next door to each other. And so, like, you might not be the original Kizzy that I met, and you might not be the one I married.
The
That might be a different one again. Obviously, you're so similar that I can't tell the difference, but likewise, I might have shifted multiple times, and we're all just constantly shifting in and out of these time streams, and it doesn't really matter because we're all so similar to each other.
Oh my gosh, Hannah reckons it's Ann the City. Oh.
Sorry, I can't stop coughing all of a sudden.
Yeah, stop it, you. Right, next one. Oh, it's Ann the City, apparently, but we both remember Sex in the City. Because that's what they were doing, having sex
I've got
in the
Queen
city.
as the next one.
Oh, finish the lyrics. Ready? I am going to sing. So, the Queen song, We Are the Champions. So, how does it end? So, actually, I can't sing because I'm a terrible singer, aren't I? What is the last line of that song as it ends? No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions. That one. I do apologise for my singing. Don't know why I'm apologising to the microphone, like I offended the microphone of the world. Yeah, so we came across this Mandela effect watching James Corden, didn't we, do carpool karaoke?
Yeah.
And he was doing carpool karaoke with somebody.
And you found this out live?
And he sung this song, and it doesn't end. So that song ends, We Are the Champions.
There is no of the world.
No. So on carpool karaoke, both of them are singing along, aren't they? And we are the champions, no time for losers of the world, like that. They both went like that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which is how I remember it. And the song just cuts out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not a thing. You've imagined it all. Your lying ears deceiving you again.
Don't lie. Don't leave right now, but obviously you can go and check that out.
So here's what I found out when I looked into that one, right? So I'm going to play the part of the debunker now. That was on, you could not find that anywhere. There was no of the world, except in one recording, which he did live. So he did a live show, and there's a single recording of it on the internet that you can find, where he says of the world. In every other live show and in every recording, he doesn't say that.
It's weird though, isn't it? Why would you do it that one time as well if the song doesn't end like that?
Well, and that one time is later as well. So all this comes out, it doesn't say that, and then he does say it one time, but then doesn't say it again. So it's very strange.
Of the world. That carpool karaoke.
That will catch on from such a small. It was like a gig. It was just he was just doing like a live gig show, whatever. So
yeah, like thousands of people didn't watch it.
Yeah, it wasn't like particularly popular or anything. Obviously, this is going back in the time before phones and all that stuff, so no one really recorded it except for one guy on a camcorder.
Okay, next one.
Okay, I've got the Monopoly Man.
Have you? So here we go.
Which one of these is the one that you remember? Which reality do you come from? The Monopoly Man with the monocle or without the monocle?
Now, I find this one is like, there's a few out there where I have a feeling it's a certain way, but it's not. I don't.
For me, I played Monopoly as a kid a lot.
Yeah.
And that guy's on the front of the board, and that guy's on the front of the box. And as far as I'm concerned, he has a monocle in my mind. And if you'd asked me, absolutely 100%, he's got a monocle.
He don't be telling me he doesn't have a monocle.
Not now.
He doesn't have a monocle, and he's never had a monocle.
It's not a change. So let me get this one, right? Because this is a common thing, right? So people think, oh, it's been changed. And so like they've gone back and they've changed things. They've overwritten it and they've edited things. No. It was always in this reality. He always had no monocle. Okay. There's two realities, one where he had a monocle and one where he didn't. He always did not have the monocle in this one. Okay. You're in this reality now, and he did not have a monocle in this reality. And it was always that way. And anything else that's been done since Monopoly came out, the original Monopoly, where they may have added a monocle, that's neither here nor there. originally when he came out and what it was to start with and what all the first boards were, what your mum and dad would have, all their boards. He, as far as I'm concerned, because that's the original board that I had, he had a monocle, and that's what I remember in my memory. Now, my board might be lying to me, and if I went home right now and checked my Monopoly board, he might not have a monocle on there.
Oh, I did that, didn't I, with Snow White? I dug my video out.
Yeah.
Of
Magic. In this
mirror.
reality, he never had a monocle, so we won't have a monocle on my Monopoly board now.
Well, and I just find it weird. Like, why would you make up a monocle? Isn't it? Like, I could understand. Oh, I don't know. Next one. Oh, well, shall I do this one because it's not on your list actually?
Do the one not on the list.
So this. So, which one do you? Because this is more a me one. Which one do you think's right?
I mean, do you know what? I'm not 100% on this one, but it makes sense that it would be Toons 00 because it's Looney Tunes as in cartoons.
Yeah, Looney cartoons.
Whereas Looney Tunes would be referencing the music, and it's not about the music, it's a cartoon. So it'd be Looney Tunes. But that's me being logical. I don't have a clear... Like, I used to watch all these cartoons, and my natural instinct is it's Looney Tunes, but I don't know 100%. I can't say 100%.
Yeah. So it is Looney Tunes.
What it actually is Looney Tunes in this reality.
Tunes.
It's actually tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the popular
but I think it's
cough
tunes,
suite. Right.
Because it's cartoons. Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes. Why would it be tunes?
I don't know.
Why would it be crazy songs?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. It's crazy cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah. But look, some people remember tunes and some... Oh, I love a tune, a cherry tune.
Cherry tunes. Yeah, cherry tunes. I love them. They were my favourite. I used to have them when I wasn't ill.
Crazy cough sweets. No, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Oh, I see. I've got my own notes, haven't I? Go on then. This has already been mentioned actually in the comments. So what?
Darth Vader?
Yeah, what does Darth Vader say?
Well, you've got the image, haven't you?
No, I know. I'm just asking.
Oh.
I'm asking the people.
You're asking them. I thought you was asking me. Sorry, I was being incredibly Asperger's there.
No, I wouldn't have a clue about this. Because I haven't watched. Is it Star Trek? No,
Star Wars. You know the theme tune because you sing it all the time.
No, I don't. You just think I do.
Okay, well, it sounds like you do the Empire Strikes Back every time you do a song. But anyway,
I bet. Yeah, but does it go like this? Dun 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 dun. Dun. Is that Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I still know this line, which is, "Luke, I am your father."
Now he doesn't say that. He says, "No, I am your father."
Luke, I am your father.
Don't know. Is he interrupting him there? He's gabbling on there as his hand's just been cut off. I think at this point, if I'm right, and he's on this beacon thing, and he's trying to get him to come back, and he just randomly goes, "No, I am your father." I don't know.
What? Because Luke's going to chop his hand off?
No, Luke's had his hand chopped off.
Luke's had his hand chopped off with Darth Vader.
Luke has.
Right.
Luke's...
I don't even know who Luke is.
Luke Skywalker.
Oh, is
if it's the scene I'm thinking of, if I got the scene right, then he's had his hand chopped off. He's had a bit of a fisticuffs with his old man there, and then he's come to blows because he's got a lightsaber, so you don't want to be messing about with that. It's very dangerous. And he's had his hand chopped off, and he's holding on to it, and he's like on this beacon thing, and if he could fall down, sort of thing. And he's discussing it.
No, I am your father. It's weird, isn't it? There's another film, isn't there, that's got the famous one, Silence of the Lambs.
Yes, I've got it on here.
Oh, have you? Sorry, I don't remember you telling me it.
Well, it was on the other page.
Oh, well, we're skipping to that now because I've mentioned it.
All right, well, let's go to that one then.
Because
do you want me to read it out?
No, not yet. Because I just want to see what they reckon. So, who's seen Silence of the Lambs with Hannibal Lecter? And what does he say?
So Jodie Foster,
yeah,
right, who plays the character Clarice, comes into him and he's in the prison. That's the scene, right? What does he say to her? It's like a famous sort of quote, famous scene.
Hello, Clarice.
He's running those dirty calls. She's interrupting him, and he's running dirty calls, and he's all like,
wrong. I was trying to be spooky.
spooky.
I can't do it. I obviously can't be Hannibal Lecter. Oh,
Okay.
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Clarice, I've been expecting you. Yeah, sinister. I'm trying to be sinister.
It was deeply sexual. Okay. So we've got one says, Clarice, I've been expecting you. But it actually isn't that. He goes, hello, Clarice. That's what he's supposed to have said. Hello, Clarice. But he doesn't actually say that. But that is the famous line. Or he goes, but he says it like a bit like, I can't
That
really
was
do it.
your voice. That was worse than mine.
Well, at least he's not coming on to her. In my one, he's just saying, hello. Cheery disposition. Hello, Clarice. No, he goes, no, he says, I can't do the acting, okay, because I'm not an actor. But he just says, hello, Clarice, in his voice. Right? Well, what he actually says in real life is just good morning.
What?
That's all he says. Good
morning.
morning. So Clarice comes in and he just goes, good morning. And that's it. But everyone remembers it as hello, Clarice, or whatever.
But it's right as well.
Insert
I know
acting.
the whole Clarice, I've been expecting you.
Clarice,
No.
would you like to sit here?
No.
I've got a what's it in my pocket for you.
What's next then? Because I'm going to mess up your list in a minute.
You've messed up my list. It's all over the place. So we've just done random stuff. Okay, what about here's a famous one, what they mentioned earlier, which is the Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do next, because we're talking about I just left. Oh, someone left to go and check if We Are the Champions, and now my head's fallen off. Right? Like when you listen to the end of that song and it doesn't do the Of the World, and that's exactly what happened with James Corden. I can't remember who he's doing carpool karaoke with now. But
they both did it and just went Of the World, and it never happened.
Yeah. And then so we did that in a group environment, didn't we? So we played the bit of it. So we had a lot of disbelief about the Mandela effect, didn't we? So we put that on and said, let's sing along. And then they went Of the World, didn't they? And then we were like, no.
No Of the Worlds.
Oh, I don't want window security. Right, okay. So Bananas and Pajamas didn't come down the stairs. I don't know anything about Bananas in Pajamas. Right. Forrest Gump. Now, you can do this. You did.
What's this?
My mum always used to say,
life is like a box of chocolates. Does he say that? Or does he say, life was like a box of chocolates?
Well, and then the next line is, because you never know what you're going to get.
Because you never know what you're going to get. Yeah, that's what he says.
No, you did a better accent earlier.
Okay.
You can't.
I can't transport them there
under pressure. No.
No, I don't like doing
Mama
silly
said,
voices.
life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Now, does it make more sense that he says life is like a box of chocolates because you never know what you're gonna get, or does it make more sense that he says life was like a box of chocolates because you never know what you're gonna get? What makes more sense?
Yeah. So if you watch it, he doesn't say life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. He says life was like a box of chocolates. Life was. Why would you say was? Doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. No.
But that's if you go and watch the film now.
Grammatically, doesn't make sense, does it?
No. See, we got
because you're using present tense and past tense at the same time about the same thing.
And I had to put this on because this is such a famous line, isn't it? So we had to go put the film on, didn't we?
Yeah.
And get to this point. I remember doing that, and yeah. And then he just sits there and goes, "Life was like a box of chocolates."
That's now fact. So take your lying memories away and bin them because it's fact. He says was. Okay, in this reality anyway, it says was like a box of chocolates. Okay.
Does this make you angry or something?
What, that my entire reality's being undermined?
Right, I want to do, because this isn't in your notes, I want to do another film. So have we got any Bond fans in the house, in the podcast house? So, Moonraker. Now, I'm not a massive Bond fan, particularly, but I grew up with Bond, and my parents watched a lot of Bond films, and this was a Mandela effect that blew one of our friends' mind, wasn't it? This was
Well, I'm mine, to be fair, because I remember this one clearly.
yeah. So this is Moonraker, and this is Jules' girlfriend. So Jules is the one with all the metal teeth, and he meets her at a fairground. That's my memory of it. Is that your memory of it? A fairground or something like that?
Something like that.
And our memory is the reason he falls in love with her is instant because she smiles in a minute, and there's something that they both have in common.
Yeah.
So that's
the whole joke of the thing is based on it.
Yeah. So have we got any Bond people in here that know about Jules's girlfriend? So our memories is that I should have put another image in, really, that when she smiles, her mouth is full of braces, isn't it?
Correct.
Like really big.
Like she's got teeth like his.
Like really big braces. So what happens? My memory of the film is that he's there, and then she's like that, and then she smiles, and then it cuts back to his face, and he smiles with all his teeth, and then they're like
that's the joke.
They're all like in love with each other.
It doesn't make any sense if that's not the joke, does it?
No, but anyway, in this reality, she doesn't have braces.
She's just got normal teeth.
She's got perfect teeth.
She's got perfect teeth.
She's got really perfect teeth.
So the whole joke is now just him smiling at her, and she's just like, I don't know.
Now that part in the film doesn't make sense because he looks at her, she looks at him. She smiles and she has lovely teeth. He smiles and he has a mouthful of metal. And then apparently they both want to get together.
Yeah, because of that.
It's weird.
Because of that lack of similarity rather than the similarity, they get together.
Well, so I don't know. Kristen said, don't tell me that James has been lying to me. Well, I don't know. Do you know Moonraker?
Filthy lying Jimmy.
Yeah.
And his horrible lies.
And then I'm going to do this one as well because otherwise I might forget, love. And that is our Ria, our friend Ria messaged Dan and said about Britney. Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
Oops, I did it again.
We've moved on from that one.
What one?
So that's a superimposed picture, by the way.
So my memory of this music video is she's in a red PVC outfit, and she looks exactly like that, and she's on Mars, and then she's doing her yeah. Well, she's not doing that. She doesn't.
She's doing it in a microphone.
Yeah, but
because that makes sense because she's on Mars. She's speaking to Control.
Yeah, because they speak to the astronaut dude.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have a microphone.
No, that's superimposed. So our image is someone's put a microphone on there because it wasn't there.
So if you go and look up this music video now, yeah, that microphone.
She's just singing with an absolutely clear face,
and her face looks odd, doesn't it?
It looks odd, oddly clear, oddly lacking in microphone paraphernalia.
So yeah, there's that.
So that one was a new one today, what I didn't know about.
And we did find another one out, but I didn't put it up because I didn't know if we had any computer fans. But both Dan and I, when we were younger...
There's loads of these, by the way, because you should definitely go research this yourself.
Oh, yeah, we've only picked what we think might be...
Yeah, there's like top 100 lists out there. I mean, I just picked like my favourites or ones that were culturally relevant to me. And therefore might be relevant to you. I'm 42. If you're roughly anywhere near that same age, you might have been potentially brought up in a similar cultural to me. So that's why I picked these.
I discovered, wasn't it? Alex the Kid on the Master System.
Alex the Kid on the Master System.
Sega Master System. So Alex the Kid wasn't available. I couldn't get it as a game or something. So I actually
It was built in.
built in, wasn't it? Yeah. So I swapped my Master
If
System.
you had the Sega Master System 8-bit machine, it was built in, right? Some of you may have played that. Some of you may have fond childhood memories of playing
Alex the Kid.
Alex the Kid.
So
Well, it's a false memory.
wait,
No, go on. I'm leading you into it. It's a false memory.
No, I was still telling my story.
Oh, go on. Tell this boring old story.
That I had to swap my Master System with Matthew next door because
Right.
built into mine was Sonic.
Right.
And he had Alex the Kid, and I really wanted to play it. But anyway, it's not Alex the Kid, it's Alex Kid.
It's just Alex Kid.
Alex Kid.
It's just Alex Kid. Alex Kid. And it's not spelled Alex Kid as in Alex Child, the child kid. It's Alex Kid as in the surname.
Alex. Yeah. So that was a bit weird, wasn't it, when we just found out about that?
And we found out that one recently, didn't we?
Well, like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, that is
Well,
pretty
not
recent.
10 minutes because we were on air.
That is really recent.
Right. Go on then, love. Back to your notes.
No, well, I think we did most of the notes, haven't we?
No, well, I've still got some images here. Let me throw up this one then. What do you think? It's Alex.
Oh yeah,
the Kid.
sketches. Sorry. Yeah, we've got one more after that I've got.
Okay. Yeah. So, anyone got a feeling about or know categorically which is the correct sketches?
Yes. Is it Sketchers or is it Sketchers? Sketchers or Sketchers? Sketchers. Sketchers.
I mean, it's neither. It's Sketchers.
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 I don't know 100%, but my intuition, I thought it was Sket with a T. Sketchers.
As in sketch.
Yeah. Like sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was that word.
Oh,
Sketchers.
I know one that we've taken away as well, which is Febreze.
No, that's coming next.
Oh, sorry. First one, yeah, Sketchers. So this is the one that most people think, right? The one with
I think
the
that's
T.
the majority one.
But the reality is without a T, isn't it?
Well, you live in, yes, the actual reality that you live in is the one on the right.
Is Emma's reality. Look, Emma's in the no T reality.
She's a no T reality.
No T.
So me and Emma are from different base realities. So base reality Emma from where I'm from, I don't know if we've just switched or whether they're in a completely different timeline again and that we're all jumbled up. Who knows?
Okay.
Okay, now
Ow.
do the Febreze one.
Well, yeah. So Febreze, the spray.
We haven't got an image for this one, have we?
No, I took it off.
Because we've got a limit.
I was going to see if I could find a...
So Febreze, okay. Is it Febreze with two E's? Breeze? You know, kind of like freeze, breeze. Is it Febreze like that?
As in fresh air?
Or is it Febreze?
Yeah, Febreze.
Does Febreze sound more likely to you?
Febreze or Febreze?
Or Febreze? Is it Febreze or Febreze? Is Febreze or Febreze?
Oh, no. I'm glitching.
You're rapping. Okay, Kirsten's gone with a double E. Oh, we got a 1 ear, a 2 ear.
One E.
Let's find out what realities you guys are from. Of course, if you're from this actual reality, if you're a base from this reality, then Febreze is now correct. If you're a Febreze crew, then you're from my reality, or at least
Febreze crew.
one similar to mine, more similar to mine than this one.
Why are we in the same reality all the time?
We're not.
Huh? Why? What don't we agree on?
Well, it happens all the time. We've had things where I said, no, in my childhood it was X, Y, Z, whatever.
Yeah. But on these, we seem to agree, don't we?
Not on all of them.
No. There you go.
You're imposter, Kizzy.
No, you're imposter, Dan.
It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, isn't it? Kind of feels like that.
It looks so wrong. What,
it does.
Febreze?
What, Febreze?
Yeah.
Rip out your evil lying brain.
What is with that?
Well, it's just, you've got to confront yourself and realise
No. That's just what you're just annoyed with the debunkers?
I'm not annoyed with the debunkers. They can debunk all they like. They can do that if they want. I don't care.
So I think, this is my theory, I think it's something to do with CERN.
Well, I was going to get onto this subject.
So CERN is, what is it? That nuclear thing?
CERN is one of them circle things, isn't it? Where they put particles in there now.
Yeah, so they're splitting the atom, right?
Splitting the atom. I think they've already done that.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen Oppenheimer?
What did you just say?
Haven't you seen Oppenheimer?
N-
Oppenheimer?
No.
Oh, neither have I. But I know what they do with it.
Okay.
They split the atom. That's how they made nuclear bombs.
Right. And so, but I think, so
Go on.
you're such an interrupter on podcast.
Go on. Go on.
I think. Go on. What TV show is that from?
No, that's not the question. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, I think that it's so the thing with Mandela effects is they're like in this wedge of time, aren't they?
Well, they all seem to kick off about the same time, which was 2009 onward.
Yeah, but also what is like, there's not stuff back to the 30s, is there?
No.
Although there is stuff to do with countries, isn't there?
So I haven't put these on the list, but there are. I'm going to tell you another one that might blow your mind, actually. But there are some on the list about countries have moved around, as in. So if you look at a map now, the maps look really different than when we were kids. Now they can say, "Oh, we've changed the map, how we devised the map, whatever." But I'm just going to tell you what the thing is, whether you agree with it or not. So they believe that South America has moved further to the right compared to America. It used to be directly underneath, but now it's quite far to the right of America compared to when we were kids and looked at maps, right? That Australia and New Zealand, that they've moved around. That New Zealand used to be higher up than where it is today.
And Australia's really close to other things, isn't it?
And that New Zealand used to be closer to Australia than what it is today. When you go look on a map now, like the map looks different to me. I can't put my finger on it, and so I'm not super confident about it, which is why it wasn't on the main list, as it were. But here's another one that might shock you, right? So, your heart.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Your heart is in the middle now. It's not on the right or the left. I remember it being here. Left-hand side.
Yeah.
Slightly over, like, as in, like, so your heart was mostly on the left, but it just towards the center a little bit, right?
And don't you do that when you're doing like the...
Yeah, and there's loads of people whose lives have been saved by having something in their pocket, something metal, and a bullet hits it, and they're like, "Oh, I nearly got struck in the heart, but I didn't because I had this metal tin in my pocket," right? Well, it doesn't make sense now because now your heart is in the middle.
Slap bang in the middle, and your liver or something.
Well, it's ever so slightly to the left, as in like 10% more over. If you look at it precisely, like say ever so slightly to the left, but it's mostly in the middle. Whereas before it was mostly on the left and slightly in the middle.
Isn't that why people do this in America?
Yeah, you put your hand over your heart.
Yeah,
you don't put your hand over your heart.
Pledging allegiance.
Put your hand over your heart. So apparently, in all in the anatomy books, the heart's moved over towards the center from where it used to be.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, these are all, like, a lot of it is within a certain time period, and a lot of it is like films, songs. And so I think my theory is that they have been are you trying to fill your heart?
Yeah.
My theory is that they have been messing with it, and that
they've been fiddling.
This is a test to see how much it affects us if things are changed, that we fundamentally know, like, how much do our brains, like, can we cope with that? Because then they can just go and change history, right? And can go and change things.
Well, look, if you wanted to make things go your way, right, let's just say, hypothetically speaking here, you were someone interested in the big game of how things work in the world, right? And you had access to the resources whereby you could change the game so that results that didn't go in your favor before could go in your favor now by just changing them now. And then they would obviously change history, right? And that would make today better for you, right? If you had that capability. And what they're saying is the link to CERN is that CERN, which, by the way, has the god Shiva as its mascot, which is the god of destruction, for some reason, and also had some random,
So random.
really random devil worshipping big show to open it, where everyone was dressed up as a devil and a demon and was dancing around for some reason, even though it's a purely scientific device and very scientific people there, nothing to do with demons or religion whatsoever. But anyway, they decided to do that thing. They have been linked because they're creating new particles and trying to discover particles and whatnot, that they have found a capability of manipulating time in some way, and that the testing of this is to send back and change minor things in history, like film titles or cartoons or like brands, whatever. They're just changing minor things as in to test if this thing works or not. That is the theory behind the CERN. Not saying believe or disbelieve that. That is just the theory that I'm putting out there. That's
what
what
I
it
like
is.
to believe. Well, not I don't like to believe it,
But that's what you're in your heart you believe.
That's what my brain tells me because of how specific the things are. There is one history thing, isn't there? Something to do with the Statue of Liberty, I'm sure.
I don't know it.
No. Or maybe I'm having my own Mandela.
This is something I would recommend to everyone who's interested, if this has interested you in any way, just go out and look it up, and you might find something comforting, some debunking thing, and that'll put your mind at rest, and you can go to sleep tonight. Or you might go down the rabbit hole and find a load of other things, and you might find your Mandela effect that affects you and forever be changed. One of the two could happen. Who knows what it could be?
And this podcast that we're doing, this is I guess this is a good sort of feel of rabbit hole stuff, like, but that's not going to be every week, is it? Because we are going to be doing mindset stuff,
and psychology stuff.
Yeah. We're going to be, we said we're going to do like love languages, didn't we?
Absolutely. We're going to do all kinds of psychological stuff.
But we are also going to do what Dan has labelled, which I like, as mind food. So this is a portion of mind food of.
This is an interesting thing to think about, isn't it? Like what could be, and if you think just to throw a speck of science at this, is that the whole world is built on quantum, right? And just if you don't understand anything else about quantum stuff, then all you have to know is in the quantum world, which is our world, right? All you have to know is that things can be true and false at the same time. So
Schrodinger's cat.
Something is true and something is false. That's the binary sort of like world that we're all brought up in. Like things have to be this or that. But in the quantum world, that how quantum computers even work is on possibility. So that means that nothing is decided until it is decided. And so the whole quantum world is built on that knowledge of things can be true and false at the same time until they're decided. And so if that's the case, if you build that into how this could be true, how the Mandela effect could be true, how you can have simultaneous time streams. And please don't think of it when we're talking about the time stuff that it's like the movies whereby it creates all time paradoxes because you can go back and kill your own granddad. And if you kill your own granddad, then you're not alive and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't work like that. The moment you change time stream, you create a new time stream. You don't ever go back on an old time stream because you can't do that. That's impossible. So the theories of time, you can't get wrapped up in all these time things where your brain melts, because that doesn't happen. Because every time you change time, it creates a whole new time stream. So if you've changed time stream, if you like, if you make a decision, any decision that is a left or right kind of decision, it's a choice. That is the problem. The problem is choice, is that it creates a new time stream every time you make a choice where both things happen and both those exist, and you instantaneously split off from that time stream to the new one. And you don't know about the other time stream because you're not living it, but the other person knows that one and doesn't know your one, and that they're all superimposed over the top of each other and all coexisting quite happily. And we might change between them, but that's okay. There's nothing to fear or be afraid of on the whole time stream thing, and there's nothing to get upset about, and your brain doesn't have to melt. There's no reason for it to do so.
Yeah, but that's you saying it. My brain melted with what you just said. I wanted to pause you then. I wish you had a pause button, because I want to ask if there's been something that's like your 18 van, like my magic mirror on the wall. Like, has there been one thing that we've covered tonight out of any of these that has made you just go,
What, more or less towards
yeah,
Mandela?
yeah, and like what you think and what
Um,
you think about it. Not you. I'm asking them.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry.
No,
I was confused. I thought you was asking me a question.
No.
Silly me.
I'm asking them the question and what they think it is. Do they think it's just mismemories?
Yes. What is your opinion? What do you think about what has been presented to you today?
We never did this with my mum, did we?
Mandela.
Yeah, we must.
We
have.
did, but she didn't really understand
Oh, she don't
it.
remember stuff.
No, she really didn't get it. She was convinced it was something to do with memory. As in, like, she didn't understand the alternative. What we're saying about it, that it's not like the whole Mandela
Yeah,
effect is
but
not
do you
based
know
on
we
memory.
didn't know the Moonraker one then? I swear to God, she'd know
Yeah,
that James.
well, I knew the
Gilmore.
Moonraker one in 2017 when we spoke about it in California.
Yeah, and then we probably just never said. The Mandela thing itself, I have no idea how some can say he died in prison.
Yeah, there's millions of people that think he did,
including one of our friends.
including someone we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't for me. I had a teacher who's like a proper activist when I was in junior school, and she used to wear free Nelson Mandela T-shirts and all that stuff. She was like obsessed with Mandela, and she'd talk about Mandela all the time in class, every time. And I had no idea who he was because I was 7 or 8. And so I sort of became aware of Nelson Mandela when I was 7 or 8. So like I'm aware of him and followed him, if you like, loosely, because he was quite often in the news, wasn't he? He's like a famous dude.
But don't forget, I'm way younger than you.
Like 3 or 4 years.
4 years, 4 and a bit years. Mirror, mirror. Yeah, I'm with you, Nikki. That was mine. Mirror, mirror on the. I mean, I was the Wicked Queen. I was the Wicked Queen. I know my lines. But who did they see on the telly then? Who did I meet when I was in high school? Well, you met Nelson Mandela, but they're not saying that you didn't meet Nelson Mandela.
Both things are true. That's what they're saying.
Both things are true, yeah.
That they come in their reality, in their base reality, where they come from, where their consciousness originated, that Nelson Mandela died in prison. Now, somehow, they've ended up where we are, and in our reality, he did not.
So up until 2009,
Quantum, both things are true.
They didn't see him on TV because he was dead to them. And then 2009,
he just appears.
He's not
to
dead.
them.
Yeah. And then that's when the conversation started.
That's when the first conversation began.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that I think is weird, and that's why I think it's to do with CERN.
I don't think anyone can truly know. I think you've just got to go on intuition. What does your intuition tell you? If you put your brain out the picture and don't think about it, and what you feel about it, does it feel true? Does it feel like there's truth in this, or does it feel like it's some kind of shenanigans?
Well, I just think, why would it suddenly start if we're so misremembering?
I think it's very weird that such a large group of people think the exact same thing about a very particular thing. Okay, it's a Mandela effect, so we're talking about Mandela, but there's all these other effects, and it's very precise thing that's different. You know, so on the Looney Tunes thing, it's not any other misspelling of the word. It's not. It's always they all think the same thing. Millions of people all think this or all think that. It's not like there's 10 different Mandelas on one thing, and they all think on an array of different things. I think it's very precise, which is interesting enough to keep your interest in the subject of how it could be.
Yeah, definitely. Always thought our decisions take us on different paths. It blows my mind to think we live in parallels, but also together.
Actual quantum computers work using a parallel universe. That's why they prove it exists. Parallel universe are proven to exist. Go and look up how a quantum computer works. Right, it uses superposition, and the two particles which are linked, one is in this universe and the other is in a parallel universe. That's how that computer works. So the fact that we have quantum computers is living evidence and proof that parallel universes work. All this is saying is taking one step further and saying that you can cross between them. Consciousness can cross between them through being one vibration or another. That's what it's saying.
Oh, Louise hasn't had her thing yet. So she's not convinced it's a thing.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I feel like Louise hasn't found her.
No, all I say is just look it up, and you might find that
thing.
you believe less in it, or you might find something that triggers you, and you're just like categorically, no way, I know this is true. Therefore, I got to look more into this because absolutely they're telling me this didn't happen, and I know for a fact it did happen. So until you find your thing, I don't think anyone believes it until they find their thing.
And even when you find your thing, like you still, like I think about life as like a box of chocolates, and I think, it could, that could. But imagine the whole of the world misremembered.
Yeah, but you don't say that about your star sign, do you? That's your
No.
thing. That's your star sign. 100%, as far as you're concerned, there was no mermaid's tail on a goat. It was just a goat.
Mm.
And so you're categorically saying that, right?
Well, and I know one that I the other day. So CP30 is that
Oh,
his
yeah.
name? So CP30 in
So if you know Star
Wars
Wars,
is. Everyone will tell you what color he is. If any of you watch Star Wars, what color is
you've got
the
the little
metal
dude. You've got the little dude that looks like a bin on wheels, and then you've got
RD2.
you've got R2 3PO 9070, and then you've got the
RD. What is he called?
CP3P C3. We've got all the I don't know the numbers. It's like a number combination. Got to crack
No,
it.
CP30 is the. Well, what's the RD2?
R2D2.
That's it.
R2D2.
Yeah.
He's gold. Yes, he is gold, isn't he? No, he isn't gold.
Yeah. So
not all in gold.
No,
anyway.
so he's gold with one silver leg.
One silver leg.
Now, what's weird about that is that so my mate the other day was clearing out her husband's drawer of stuff, and he had a CP30 in there. And I messaged her and went, "Mate, is he all gold?" And she was like, "Yes, he is all gold."
Oh, they've misremembered.
Yeah, so there's toys out there that are all gold, and yet in all the films he's got a silver leg, bottom half of his leg. And also, the Britney Spears one that we did, with the thing, the Britney Spears doll has a headset on.
Oh dear.
And there are 18 vans out there, and there's a van, isn't there, round by us here, that is supposed to be like the 18 van, and they've done it all black, haven't they?
Well, don't tell the government you're from a different reality. You might get purged.
No, so that's what I find interesting is that it, if it was wrong, why is there also things that
corroborate?
Yes,
one side or the other. Yes, indeed.
Right,
well,
anyway.
I just think that because there's so many people that remember it one way or another, that those people go from memory rather than I don't need to look up a picture of the golden robot. I know he was bloody gold. I'll just print off me robots, and that's it. That's me gone. And then next thing they've got George Lucas ringing up from the other universe, other Lucas. Another Lucas is on there like, you've only gone and done an entirely gold robot, and they're like, yeah, well, he is entirely gold. And they're like, no, he's got a silver leg. You numbnut. I don't know if he does that because he's American, but let's just say he did. And then you can find out how this would happen in real life, that there'd be conflicts between people from different realities. And now we could have inter-parallel universe wars over this. This could start a ripple effect.
No, thank you.
Oh. Well, at least we'd have a meaningful war about something.
No. Right, anyway, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. Let me just check my notes.
Been on too long.
Done. We've covered all of the ones that were on here.
And
there are various company logos, right? Movie titles, like Interview with a Vampire, and
yeah, which is what? Interview with the Vampire.
It's either it was Interview with the Vampire, but now it's just Interview with a Vampire. There's no that. Look up that one. Look up movie titles. There's loads of movie titles and common sense phrases which have changed. So people have noticed like minor differences in nursery rhymes and common phrases that are different. Okay. So have a look for them, but do your own research on that if you're interested in this. And we will return next Sunday, illnesses permitting. We will be talking about quite potentially the adoption thing if you guys are interested in that subject. But we're always happy to take requests. So if you want to put forward any topics, we're always willing to consider any topic that you want to consider. And I've got sort of 3 or 4 prepared, but we'll always add some to the mix, and we'll just do the ones we feel the best.
We will. Right.
And I'll just say thanks to everyone for turning up. We much appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It is much appreciated. And we got a little outro video.
Oh, you've got the outro ready, have you, this week? All right, yeah.
Yeah.